A little story about modes of being. And this is like for me, when a client kind of solidifies a strategy for me. And I was working with a mom who had a daughter who was a freshman in college. And the mom hired me because really she wanted me to coach her daughter, but her daughter didn't want coaching. So I said, well, how about I coach you to coach your daughter? And she agreed. And her big worry about her daughter was that her daughter was in pre-med. However, her daughter threatened all the time that she had a plan B, that if medicine didn't work out, she would go to Cuba and lead tourist groups through fun adventures in Cuba. And even though this daughter had this great plan B, she was depressed. She was a freshman and she was very sad in college. And I said to the mother, first I tried to just be reasonable. I said, now, really, what chance is there that she's going to go be a tour guide in Cuba? And she said, oh, there's a big chance. My older daughter moved to Japan and teaches English there. And I was like, okay, all right. So this family, this would be a very real thing to do. But as I learned more about the daughter and the mother shared more, it became really clear that while the daughter really wanted to be a healer and a doctor, she had a strong mode of being of an adventurer and an organizer. So she had organized her high school to go to Cuba. She had helped these high school students earn enough money to all travel there. She had made all the travel arrangements. So I helped the mother through honoring that mode of being in her daughter and actually asking the daughter for help to plan vacations for the family, to plan gifts she could give to her husband. So instead of interacting with the daughter from the place of, I'm so worried about you, you're sad your first year of college and you're threatening to go to Cuba, instead, wow, I really honor that you are an adventurer. You have a planner and an adventurer mode of being in you. How can we as a family benefit from this part of you? And then the daughter was seen, understood, and they became much closer, which was the real objective there. For the mother to be able to talk to her daughter every week, go visit her at school, and be an emotional resource for the daughter so the daughter could feel safe and confide and share her sadness. And I also encouraged the mother to share her own times in her life when she had been very sad and how she overcame it. And the mother had no idea that that was a good idea, to share her struggles with her daughter. So that's kind of, for me, how mode of being became a really useful strategy, was when working with a family member to understand them better. Now, it can also be a really good self-discovery, like you were saying, you'd like to know your modes of being. Yeah. So we all have different modes of being growing up. And it's helpful, like we could just start. Would you like to add anything before we start? Or is that story good enough?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, we see the list on page 56.
Yeah.
Now, there could be many more than what are on that list.